In Igbo land, a man's pride is often tied to his sons. But what happens when that pride blinds him? When love becomes conditional? And when the children he despised becomes the ones he needs the most? This is a story of a man who wanted a son and lost everything else. Okorie was not a poor man. His barns were full, his yams heaps tall, and his name carried a weight in the village of Okorie. He married a beautiful woman named Okorie, admired for her calm spirit and gentle beauty. In the early days, love lived in their compound. The first child was born on a rainy night, a baby girl. Okorie, forcing a smile, said, "It is well, the next one will be a boy." The second child came, another girl. Okorie, irritated, said, God is still counting. The third came, the fourth, and the fifth, 5 daughters and no son. Slowly, love left the house, and bitterness took its place. Okorie was always shouting. "Are you even a complete woman?" he would ask. 5 children and none to carry my name? Okorie would always respond to her husband as softly as possible. "My husband, children come from God." Okorie cutting her off. "Keep quiet. Other women give birth to sons without stress. What kind of a womb is this?" The daughters would watch from corners of the house, listening, learning early that their father saw them as failures instead of his children. At night, the girls huddled around their mother, asking, "Mama, why doesn't Papa like us?" Okorie, holding back tears, answered her daughters, "He does. He just does not know how to love properly." But deep inside, she knew that was a lie. Then one day, Okorie announced his decision. "I am taking another wife. I need a son," he said. The village drums sounded. The second wife arrived, Amarachi, a young, loud, confident, and very beautiful woman. The village women whispered, "This one will surely give him a son." It did not take long for Amarachi to take in. When Amarachi gave birth, the cry was different. It was the cry of a baby boy. "Finally, I am complete," Okorie said, laughing loudly. He danced, he slaughtered goats, and he named the boy Chukwudi. "This is my heir. This is my blood," he declared. From that day on, the house changed. Amarachi ate meat every day, but Okorie pot dried. Chukwudi wore new clothes, but the daughters wore faded clothes. Okorie would say to Okorie every time she complained, "Train your daughters to be good wives. I will focus on my son." Then one evening, Okorie made his cruelest decision. "I won't waste my resources on girls. Pack your things and leave," he said. Okorie was shocked. "My husband, where should I go with 5 children?" she asked. "That is not my problem," Okorie responded coldly. The girls cried, but Okorie did not. That night, under moonlight, Okorie held her daughter's hands and walked away from the only home they knew. Nkiru, one of the daughters, crying, asked, "Mama, are we poor now?" Okorie answered her, "No, my child, we are just beginning." Life was merciless for them. Hunger visited them often. Shame followed them to the market, but Okorie refused to break. You will go to school, even if I have to sell my blood, she would say to her children. She farmed till her back bent. She sold firewood. She starved so that her daughters could eat. Years passed. After all the struggles and sufferings, the daughters were now grown, and as they grew, they rose in status. Uju, the first daughter, had become a doctor. Ifunanya, the second daughter, became a lawyer. Chiamaka, the third daughter, became an engineer. Obiageli, the fourth daughter, became a banker. And Nkiru, the last daughter, became a tech innovator. Together, they built their mother a mansion that shook the village with silence. While the daughters rose in status, Chukwudi fell. Okorie said to him, "You don't farm. You don't learn a trade. What do you do with your life?" he asked. "Relax, Papa," Chukwudi said, laughing. "Isn't this why you worked so hard, so that I could enjoy all of this wealth?" One morning, Okorie woke up to a stranger measuring his land. He was furious and he asked, "What is this? What is going on here?" The stranger said, "Your son sold this land to me." Okorie immediately collapsed to the ground. Okorie's blood pressure rose. His heart weakened. He has suffered a stroke, the doctor said. One side of Okorie's body had died, but it wasn't just that side of his body. His pride had also died. Even with all that had happened to Okorie, it seemed karma had just started with him. As he lay broken in bed, the truth arrived. One morning, an old woman visited him and said to him, "That boy, he is not your blood." Okorie was shocked, but he was in denial. "You lie, you old woman," he said to her. But Amarachi, listening from the side, finally confessed. "It is true, Okorie. He is not yours," she said. Okorie screaming. He could not believe his ears. "What? I destroyed my life for another man's child? You mean to tell me I have been raising another man's child?" he shouted. After that shocking revelation that Chukwudi was not his son, Okorie chased Amarachi away. Chukwudi was nowhere to be found. So finally he was alone. The compound became quiet. A compound that was once filled with happiness, laughter, and love became too quiet. He sent messengers asking to see his daughters. They said they have moved on. The messenger responded to him. He begged, he cried. "Tell them I am sorry," he said weakly. But there was no response from the daughters. In the end, Okorie learned a bitter truth. Children are all gifts from God, regardless of the gender. Love should never be selective, and some mistakes cannot be corrected, no matter how much you regret them. The son he wanted so much destroyed him, and the daughters he despised became everything he ever wished for. Thank you for sticking to the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and would like to see more like it, please give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more interesting stories like this. I will see you in the next one. For now, bye guys.